A little soft copy. It gets harder as it goes along. This is hardening soft copy, I would say. Would you? Yes, you agree with me.
Yeah, I was saying this would make you uncomfortable.
Very.
Yeah.
Very. Toward the end, especially. The first story I like, it's Post Malone. He's talking about how he lost all his weight. He's down 60 pounds. Mm-hmm. And
he's still sticking to that soda story?
Well, no, he expanded on that. He said, first he gave up soda. Okay. And then he said he started to see a few results of that. Because first it was like, Post Malone's lost 60 pounds just giving up soda. That's not true. That's not. He had to do more than that.
And that's when people started saying, drugs.
He said
he's on drugs. Oh, yeah, everyone thought. He's majorly on
like
drugs.
Hard drugs?
Drugs.
Yeah.
Not just like Ozempic, but drugs.
No, yeah.
Okay. So he said, no, here's what I did to lose the weight.
I remember on tour, I stopped eating a lot of fried stuff, a lot of pizza, all that stuff, because after a show, you're done, you finish up around 2 o'clock. You're just in the bus. So it's like, what's really open? And it's always like greasy stuff. So I was like, okay, let's try to just do this. And I lost 20 pounds doing that. And I was like, let's keep going.
20 pounds by not getting the fried stuff or the pizza. He would get like a salad or grilled chicken when he went to a grilled
At 2 in the morning?
At 2 in the morning, he'd go to the restaurant and they'd get a grilled chicken sandwich instead of
But he's right. Your options are very limited.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he also probably started having a chef.
Got to.
On tour
very
that
possible.
would make this stuff and have it when he was done.
Well,
I don't really know much about the guy, but he seems like he would be at that level.
Oh, he is.
Oh, yeah. He's a huge star. So that's what he did. He didn't say chef, but he said then he's like, well, let's take it a step further. Instead of getting the healthiest thing at the restaurant, let's make it every night the same meal.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to eat grilled chicken. I'm going to eat carrots. And I'm going to have a little bit of white rice every night with hot sauce has no calories in it. Hot sauce has no calories in it. This is sick.
He likes hot sauce. So he had grilled chicken, a little bit of white rice, some carrots and vegetables, and hot sauce every single night.
Do you salute him, Kelly?
100%. Yes. I loved it. When I heard it, I was like, I'm more of a Post Malone fan.
Will you get a Post Malone tattoo on your face to support him?
I can't go that far, but I do like that. I like that he did that. I love when people deprive themselves of things.
Well, that's
it's my thing.
I always add this too, because that sounds almost like what I'm eating, but I'm not dropping the weight as quickly. He also dances around for about 3 hours a night on stage when he was losing all this weight.
Maybe you should move a little more.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to hop up and dance for 3 hours right now.
Well, you could start walking.
Start for 2 songs.
Yeah, you could dance for a song, or you could walk for 5 minutes and then do 10 minutes the next day.
I got it. I got it. Start dancing. Get a Post Malone CD or whatever it is they have nowadays. Dance to one of his. Record yourself, Biggie. Dance to one Post Malone song for 1 week. Next week, add dance to 2 Post Malone songs around your apartment.
That's right.
When you're done with the whole CD, send him the videos. He'll bring him.
He'll bring you up on stage.
You on tour
because you'll be 100 pounds lighter
because of him.
And you'll say it's the Post Malone diet. You've done exactly what Post Malone did.
I ate what Post Malone did, and I dance like Post Malone.
Dance for half a song the first day.
Sure, don't overdo it.
Then do a whole song.
It's very common. You know, you've heard the phrase weekend warrior. I mean, those are the people who go out, they're sedentary during the week, and then they go out and try to play softball or tennis or whatever.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
They overdo it and get hurt. And then you're like, well, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, correct.
Don't overdo it at first.
But you know what you're saying there about him dancing 3 hours. Now, he was doing that when he was heavier, too. You know, it's really about the food choices.
Oh, yeah.
So he changed his whole life remained the exact same, except he changed the food and he lost the 60 pounds.
I'd be interested in his alcohol intake now, too. Because he used to be a big beer drinker.
I think that's a big deal, too. I think that alcohol plays a major role.
Especially a heavy beer, because he was a big drinker.
I used to feel like beer was not a big deal, but it really bloats you. I hate to say it, but I think you're probably right. I bet he gave up a lot of alcohol. He gave up fried foods.
Well, he was at one time a big Bud Light sponsor guy, so he probably can't say, I quit drinking beer all the time, but I would bet he does.
I bet he did, too.
Yeah.
I bet he did, too. But again, that's all dietary changes right there. So, look, I salute the guy for doing that. That's my thing. You know, I'm into denying yourself things you like.
Yes.
In order to get fit and to punish yourself.
And the end goal is to live to be 100, you and Post?
I'm going farther than that now. I'm going to go 110. I'm going to say, because somebody came out recently and said that the person who lives to be 150 is alive today. I don't think I'll make that. But I'd like to go 110. When that woman did her skydiving at 104,
right?
Even though she dropped dead a week later,
Sure.
I said, yeah, that's going to be me without the skydiving. I'm going to get to that point. All right, let's get harder. This is a soft copy turning harder. Jada Pinkett is speaking out again. All right.
When is she not?
She's speaking.
I read an interesting headline. I didn't read the whole thing. It's like every time she tries to clarify what she said in the previous interview, it just gets muddier.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the book hasn't even come out yet, so no one's read. Very few people have read the whole book.
That's right. And the book has not come out yet. That's correct. But she said that since she's revealed that she and Will Smith were apart for 6 years now, it's like she can breathe again.
It's a weight off my shoulders, honestly. And I got to be honest, I mean, what's even better is that Will and I are in such a good place, and that now we can be together in a way that works for us. And that's what I'm most happy about.
It's about them as a couple.
Straight shooter.
Yeah.
That's exactly. How many ways can we say it? She's a straight shooter.
I feel like you're a straight talker.
I am.
Except you're not sometimes.
Yeah.
That's right. My favorite clip of the week.
Maybe the month.
Oh, yes.
And frankly, everything she says is as confusing as that.
That's right. Everything.
We're in a good place.
But we're not.
Will's in the Arctic.
Yeah, he's in the Arctic.
Will hopped a boat to the Arctic.
That's how they live
He's
together.
in Palm Springs, and I'm in Catalina.
That's their thing. So, she was asked, so now you'll divorce. I mean, it's out there now, so you can divorce and co-parent and be friends or whatever. And she said, oh no, we're not doing
Not
that.
the end
Oh,
game.
yeah,
No.
because we love each other. I'm not giving up on that dude, and he's not giving up on me. You know, that's easy. That's really easy to do. And we tried. I'm gonna be honest, those 7 years, we definitely tried to give up on each other and just couldn't. It just wasn't allowed. There's no giving up on each other.
Sorry.
Don't give up on us, baby.
Can't do it. Won't do it. 7 years.
We've got such a good thing going here.
Yeah.
7 years of separate apartments.
This is how to live. This is it.
Red carpet awards.
She found
pretending
it.
to
Yeah.
be something we're not.
She found it.
She reminds me of like the girl in the movie that he keeps trying to break up with her, but she won't take no.
Right.
Yeah.
Please leave me alone. I'm not giving up on you.
I won't give up on this.
But fight.
Many times that ends well, where they cute at the 7 years. 7 years.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, I think he's a beaten man.
It seems that way.
Everyone says, please check on him. And every time I see him, you just feel a little bit worse for him now.
Well.
Every revelation, it's Tupac's my soulmate.
Yeah.
We've been separated. I don't want anything, but it's always, he's just kind of left out there.
We'll have more of her tomorrow. I'm sure she'll say something else.
Yeah, the press tour
She
continues.
just continues to talk about this stuff.
Has your wife expressed interest in reading her book?
No, I keep meaning to ask her because she is interested in that story, and I think she agrees 100% with most, including Biggie, who says she's controlled him and he's like a puppet for her, and but I think she might be because she does get into books like that sometimes. So that's an interesting one. And I'll tell you, I never read those kinds of books like biographies or autobiographies of celebrities, except for two. Rob Lowe and Matthew Perry, and I love
Your
them.
man crushes.
I loved them both. I thought they were both great. I only read like 1 or 2 books a year, usually on vacation.
And generally Stephen King.
Right. So whenever, like when my wife said, you'd really like this Matthew Perry book, I thought, I'm going to have to waste a week on the Matthew Perry book when I could be reading Stephen King, which I love. But then after the book's over, I think, oh, that was great. I'm so glad I read it. It's
Look at you in your comfort zone.
out of my comfort zone.
Again.
That's what it's about, is getting out of the comfort zone. Rosebud, you're talking about Jada Pinkett Smith, a straight shooter. Go ahead.
Good morning, P1 Salisbury.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And it seems like she plays characters in movies that are who she appears to be in real life. Like the movie she did with Don Cheadle and Adam Sandler, Rain Over Me or Rain on Me. I can't remember the name of the title, but she plays a woman that beats down her husband non-stop. Don Cheadle's character is just a beaten down husband.
Really?
I've seen that movie once, but I mean, the two leads are so big. I barely remember her performance.
I don't know anything about.
It's actually pretty good.
I don't know that I've seen her in a movie except for Scream 2, which she was done with in about 5 minutes.
Nutty Professor, you didn't see that with Eddie?
I saw that. So yeah, if she's in
the first one.
Then I saw that. Yeah, I thought that was overrated. I hate to say. I didn't find that funny. Thank you, Rosebud. Appreciate it. Like that. Well, I don't like flatulence. So when they're around the table doing
Hercules.
Oh, yeah.
God, I found that disgusting.
It's a whole 10-minute scene.
Oh, yeah.
God, I found that so disgusting. And they were just like passing gas left and right. And it seems like Eddie Murphy was more than one character. And
it does.
Yeah.
He was.
And they're Hercules. Now, I'm a huge Eddie Murphy fan. But after that one, on the way out, I just said to myself, no.
I won't do this.
I
won't be a part of this.
I won't be part of this. I'm sorry. That's a 10-minute scene of nothing but flatulence at a dinner table. And that's over the line in my mind. That's over the line. Now, speaking over the line, we're getting harder here on soft copy. Emily Blunt has been criticized for body shaming. Now, she did this 11 years ago.
No.
Okay? All right.
Who's criticizing?
Apparently, the video has resurfaced.
Oh.
So now people are saying, oh, my God, she's an awful person. Let me play for you what she said. Now, I'll say this. Here's how times have changed. If I had heard her say this 11 years ago, or certainly 20 years ago, I wouldn't have blinked. But now you hear it, and it's just like, ugh.
Cringe.
Well, that's how it's described as this cringeworthy moment from Emily Blunt. She was...
What's the context here?
Okay, let me give it to you. She's on a British talk show. It may have been that famous one where the late night guy I forget his name, but it's a big show in England. But she's talking about while shooting the movie Looper, they were on location in Thibodaux, Louisiana, and she went to a Chili's restaurant to eat. And the waitress recognized her as Emily Blunt. And she was telling that story, which is resurfaced.
Well, the girl who was serving me was enormous. I think she got freebie meals at Chili's.
Nothing wrong with that.
And she comes up and she goes, did anyone ever tell you look a lot like Emily Blunt? And I said, I have heard that, yes. And she went, are you Emily Blunt? And I went, yeah. And she went, what are y'all doing here?
All right, it makes me upset for two reasons. One, the body shaming. All right, we don't need that. Okay.
Enormous.
She said the very first words out of her mouth was, oh, she was enormous.
Well, the girl who was serving me was enormous.
Okay, we just don't say something like that.
Well, the follow-up's pretty bad, too.
Yeah, no kidding. The follow-up.
She got freebie meals at Chili's.
Nothing wrong with that.
And she comes up and she goes, did anyone ever tell you look a lot like Emily Blunt?
That's the other thing that bothers me, that she made fun of the Southern accent.
But nailed it.
Oh, 100%
really
right.
good, yeah.
As a British actress to say that.
I hate when English people can do that accent so well.
She did that really, really well. And I just think to myself, now I don't want to be nambly-pambly, but this bothers me. Okay, this is bothersome. Now, it took place 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you think that girl's still working in Thibodaux, Louisiana?
I bet Thibodaux.
Well, I think locals. Yeah. I think Jerry Reed called it Thibodaux.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's in the song.
I'm going to say she's still there, and I'm going to say she's still at that Chili's.
I bet she's assistant manager.
Yeah.
No, I think she just tells everyone that story. You ain't going to believe this. You ever seen that movie A Quiet Place? Emily Blunt came in here once.
I waited on Emily Blunt. That I bet if the poor thing did see that, she's now through tears. That's through tears. You let somebody say that about my friend standing here, if I'm next to him, and say it in front of me, and let's see what happens.
All the time.
Let's see what happens. There's glass between
You're
us.
one of them. You just told me to dance my fat away.
I think it would be.
I thought it was.
I think it's the right.
Look at the bigger picture.
I think it's the right thing.
Get out of your comfort zone.
Get out of that. Do it. Dance to
Post
He's got
Malone.
a great idea here. This is a great idea. And film yourself. That's how it's done.
You're like the guys that are like, just don't eat, fatty. Oh, what wonderful advice.
Do you think this is over the line? I wouldn't have then. Today I was like, I think if she said it today on
I don't think she would even say it today.
I don't either. If she said it on the Jimmy Fallon tonight, I think that would be like, oh my God, look what Emily.
The audience would gasp.
Oh yeah, they'd go crazy now. That's how much things have changed. Yeah. I don't think though, because times change, I don't think you can, kill her for it now. All these years later.
I mean, the audience didn't even ripple.
No, didn't care. And the host was like, nothing wrong with that. She said, I think she gets a bunch of free meals at Chili's. Nothing wrong with that. And by the way, I'm a fan of the restaurant. I think Chili's.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't try to give yourself points.